Hey, it's Aaron from GameEnthus.com, checking out fantastic factories from Joseph Z. Chen and Justin Faulkner, who I guess make up Metafactory Games. So, fantastic factories, 1 to 5 players. Build, train, manufacture. Let's see what's in the box. Okay, so this is pretty much everything in the box. These reusable cupcake holders, I just like them to put things in. They don't actually come with the game, but you understand. So you have your headquarters, which is pretty important. By default, you have 4 dice. So I'll just move these over here. You can get more, but we shall see. So you have blueprint cards, a lot of blueprint cards, and not as many contractor cards, which is fine. You also have the whole object of the game is to scoring points. Points are comprised of the value of the actual contents of the factory you build added to the number of goods you produce. So these goods are worth 1 point, and these goods are worth 2 points. And then you also have energy, which is pretty plentiful. And less plentiful, at least the way I play, I don't know, is metal. And you have these 4 icons here, and those only matter, these 4 icons only matter in terms of getting contractors in the market phase. So the game works in 2 phases where everybody in turn order, and whoever goes first is the person who I think last used a tool, and this is the turn marker, so little factory. So everybody playing gets 1 metal and then 2 energy to start the game off with. It starts off market phase. Market phase is you acquiring cards from here. So you can either pick any one of these blueprint cards, and you also start the game off with 4 cards in your hand. Should probably do that. 2, 3, 4. So everybody has 4 cards. So yeah, these are my 4 cards. So you can either pick one of these blueprint cards from here, no cost, just pick it up, or just take one from the deck, just one, no cost. Or you can get a contractor. In order to get a contractor, you have to discard a card with the symbol above that contractor. So let's say I wanted the miner. This is the miner card. And because this card is placed underneath the shuffle symbol, I would have to discard this card over here, and then I can get the miner. There are some contractors for hire who require discarding a card in addition to spending energy. I think that's the hired hands card, which basically gives you 2 extra dice to roll, which is fantastic. I think that costs 3 energy to use that, but we're not gonna do that right now. So the market phase goes in turn order. So you can either pick a card from here, from the deck, or one of these, or discard a card with the logo at the top if you have it. I could also get the investor, but the obelisks are really good cards, so I'm gonna get rid of that. But yeah, and then you have the gear here if I wanted the architect, which is here. You also can discard a single energy or a single metal to clear away one of these rows and put out 4 new cards. That's also an option you have. Anybody can do that on their turn on the market phase. You give up 1 resource, be it energy or metal, and you can clear out one of these rows, replenish them. And then you would pick. You would either take one of these or exchange for one of those. I spent a lot of time talking about that, but here we are. Let's see what I have here. Now you want to pick cards based on what you're interested in, and also based on the symbols you have. So let's say I wanted, I want to build this manufactory. Okay, so I take this card into my hand, I replenish this. It will go around to, I think, clockwise, whatever. And then the work phase. The work phase happens for everybody in tandem, meaning everybody does it at the same time. You're not waiting your turn for this phase. So that phase begins by everyone rolling their dice and then seeing what you have. I have 1, 2 2s, and a 4. How the headquarters works. So for the headquarters, any dice, regardless of the number you place in the research section, will give you 1 blueprint card. So any 1 through 6, 1, 2, each one you populate will give you a blueprint card. Doesn't matter if you put a 5 there or a 1 there, it's irrelevant. Each die placed will give you 1 research card. Generating energy, X is based on the number you put in, 1 through 3, and only 1 through 3. So if I put this in here, I would get 2 energy. If I put this in here, I would get 4 energy. But because I get the match bonus, because I put in doubles, I would get an extra one. If I put in triples, I would get an extra energy. So if I had 3 2s, I would get 7. So 2, 4, 6, and then the 7th because I had triples. Right now I would get 5 because I have doubles. It works the same way for research. If you put in the same numbers, 2 of the same, you get 1 extra. 3 of the same, you get 2 extra. Mines, in the mine, can only work with 4 through 6. And putting in, it doesn't work the same way where X is it's the number of energy you get. That's why I mentioned that the metal is more precious. It's harder to get. So bonus works the same way, but you only get 1 metal per die you put in. So that's that. So if I put in this 5 and this 4, I would get 2 metal. What you do should be dictated by what your goals are. Like I said, the point of the game is to get cards that generate. You want to have cards that generate goods. So let's take a look at the Manufactory. If you put doubles on this card once it's built. You put doubles on this card, you get a good, plus you get either 2 metal, 2 blueprint cards, or 3 energy. That's pretty cool. In order to build this card, your cost is going to be getting rid. You have to discard a card with this logo. I don't have a card with this logo on it, so I can't build this, which really stinks with this example. I should have been better prepared, but here we are. So I'll get rid of that one. I'll just take this one. So pretend you didn't see that. I want to build the Manufactory, but I don't quite have everything I need. I need to, first of all, discard a card with this logo into the discard. Also, I have to spend 2 metal and 3 energy. Right now, I have 2 metal and 1 energy. So I need at least another energy. So if I put this 4 here, I get energy. Yay me. So if I do that, I get an energy, and actually I'll just put the 4 and the 5 there. So I'll get 2 more energy, and I'll put this 1 and this 2 here, which would be 3 energy. Sorry, 3 energy, 3 metal, 2 metal, excuse me. Let's go ahead and do that. I get 3 energy because of 1, 2, 3. And then because I put 2 dice in the mines, I get 2 metal. Now, I want to build the Manufactory. So I would have to discard the laboratory, which has this pretty nice function on its own. Draw a card whenever you gain a good. That's actually pretty good. I have to discard that because it has the same logo. I will discard that. Now I can put the factory here. We'll also have to spend the metal and the energy to pay for it. So that's 2 metal, go back into the supply, and 3 energy. So I have purchased a Manufactory and built it. So on the Manufactory, if you notice in the upper right corner, there's a little symbol here with a 1. That is worth 1 point at the end of the game. So your goods plus the value of all the cards you build out in your factory to the right of your headquarters. That's how your score is total. And that's pretty much how a turn goes. But it gets pretty cool because as you can see, a lot of the cards, basically, this game is it's dice placing. It's also it's engine building. So you want to build out a factory that if you have, no matter what kind of numbers you get, you can always generate something. So if I get doubles here, I can generate a good. That's sort of how the cards work. I don't go that far. I can go to the concrete plant. Let's say I built this one. If I had doubles here, plus I give the same number of metal, I get 2 goods. But you can only activate that by putting 2 equal dice on there. So that's sort of how a turn works. Everybody will be doing that at the same time. You know, if you're playing with people where you have a trust issue, that's a whole nother topic of conversation. I feel like you probably want to play this game with people that you can trust. And people make mistakes. It happens. Like I showed some folks how to play this game maybe 2 weeks ago, a week and a half ago. And one person had built the same, you can't build the same, 2 of the same thing. One of the exceptions, I think, is the obelisk, because it specifically says you may build more than 1 obelisk. So it's that detailed. So yes, there are exceptions, but you can't build 2 concrete plants. You can't build two gymnasiums, so on and so forth. And the nice thing is the game actually ends once somebody has 12 goods out in front of them. They should be keeping track. After that, or somebody has 12 goods, or if somebody has 10 cars built in their factory. If either one of these conditions are met, there's one more market phase, one more work phase, like one more total turn. Everybody gets 1 more turn total, and then the game ends and you tally up your score. The nice thing about this game is if you put something in your factory that you just built and you have dice that you haven't placed yet, you can place them right on there. You can do so many things right then. If you get more cars because you put dice here, you get your cards in, and you don't have to wait till your next turn. If you have the resources to build things, you can just do it. You don't have to store it for next time if you don't want to. I really like that about it because you keep the engine going. You know, once you really start building things out, I mean, it just gets nuts. You know, you start building that factory out. Oops. And it gets really interesting. You know, once you have triples here, you can produce 2 goods, and then you can get an extra die. You know, that's pretty neat. 2 cards that I think are key. The Golem is a really good one. The Golem allows you to gain an extra, however many energy you spend. So if you need a 3, you have 3 energy, you would spend 3 energy, and you can get an extra die of 3 and place it where you want. That stuff really comes in handy. And then there's the robot is one of my other favorite ones. The robot. The robot is fantastic. You spend a metal, you get an extra die that turn. That is well worth it. And you're rolling 4 by default, but once you get the contractors that let you get more, it gets, like once you get the hired hands going, it gets really nice. Having 6 dice really makes a difference. There's also a solo variant of the game, which you would just involve the other 1 of each color die. You would use the regular ones. Also, at the end of the game, you would count up the number of goods the AI has, plus the number of cards out. So every card the AI puts out there, they get a point, and then they get 2 points for monuments. There's other monuments as well, but the obelisk is just 1. You also see it's worth 2, but they're all worth 2. So the AI can be pretty challenging, depending on, and you can kind of base it on how many cards AI starts off with. So if the guy starts off with, I think the lowest level is like 3. If they start off with 5, it can get really challenging because they're going to get cards. So I should mention that. That works for all of these colors, but green indicates where they pick from. So if they roll a green 1, they pick the first blueprint card, 2, the second, 3, so on and so forth. If the AI, you're rolling for them. If they roll a 5, you clear out the bottom, clear out the blueprints, and take 1 from the deck. If they roll a 6, they clear out the contractors and take 1. Clear the contractors, replenish, and then take 1 from there. All right, so fantastic factories. Pluses, things I really like. I like the artwork on the cards. I really think the iconography works very well. Everything is spelled out very clearly on what you're supposed to do, what you can and can't do. Really appreciate that. I think the instructions are put together very well. It's just a very well made game. And I believe this is Joseph and Justin's first game, which is kind of, wow. That's good stuff. I like the artwork. I like the flow of the game. I like that there is a turn order portion, which is just acquiring cards. I like having the idea of spending more to get the contractors. I like the game. I don't know. I keep saying that because I really like the game. It was my favorite game of 2019. And I only played it in December, but I played a whole lot of it in December. So it is really fun and really enjoyable. I also like the solo mode. They gave you a card for the solo mode, which I really like. And it works well, and it is challenging. Yeah, definitely is challenging, that solo mode. So it's a very good game. Things that I don't like, I dislike about the game at all. I guess if I had to pick something, it would just be, for some people, what makes the solo mode, the solitaire mode, so good also can make the multiplayer mode feel, to some people, maybe a little isolating, where the only thing you're doing together is the marketing phase, picking contractors for hire or blueprint cards, instead of, there's no take that mechanics. There's no, outside of just dating the cards. So for some people that might be a detractor. I'm fine with that. I did play with some folks a couple weeks ago, and one of their critiques was they felt like people might be playing wrong. So by doing the work phase all at the same time was a detractor. And my response to that was, you don't have to. You can go through step by step if you wanted to. You could do it that way, and that's fine. So that's it. That's Fantastic Factories. It comes with a whole bunch of dice. It wasn't like that, and they're kind of translucent, and they just, I don't know, they look really nice. So it's a really great package. Really enjoy the game. Highly recommended. And I'm gonna stop talking about it, and because it's all out here now, I'm actually just play a solo mode right now. Just why not? I'm here. So that's it for me. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. Made it this far. Thank you once again. Take care. Be blessed.